American people are demanding answers. They're demanding an explanation for how the Department of Justice and FBI could have become so aggressive against their political opponent. And they don't have a good answer, which is why they're not coming out with anything. So, they continue to do these little trickles and leaks of half-truths to their media lapdogs at the New York Times and Washington Post. None of it really has a lot of substance to it. It's all speculation, but that's all they've got at this point is speculation. And I think they're hoping the American people will kind of clamor on to their speculation, but it's not happening. And so they should be nervous.
It's strange because it seems like Biden and his press secretary, they need to have some kind of take on this issue or some kind of response, or even if they are so dug in on their side or the arguments they're making, they would have to say, look, like this is why, this was so important and all of these things, and they're not really doing that. So it seems like there's the DOJ, but then there's also Biden, and people generally kind of who aren't super plugged into politics are just going to think, this is the left, this is Biden and all of his people who are doing this, which is true. But what do you think maybe their explanation would be as far as like how to explain this?
I don't think they have one, which is why they haven't come out with one. Initially the White House even tried to absolve themselves of any responsibility by saying, we had no idea, we didn't know. Clearly that's not true because Merrick Garland, who is, a cabinet member, part of the Biden administration, admits that he did it. So maybe it's possible he did it without telling other members of the Biden administration, but the Biden administration knew. So they should have a response to this. They should have had their PR strategy in place, but they didn't. They don't. They still don't, which is what leads me to believe maybe they weren't planning on talking to the public about it, which is bizarre for something this public. But I don't think they had one. I don't think they had a strategy, a public strategy ready to go. So they're scrambling.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, too, they're also, we've seen this with the January 6th committee, but now also they're obviously going after all of these Trump aides and other people associated with Trump, things like that. And it's really just sickening to see. Do you feel like they think that, maybe this is also going to intimidate those people because, like, they have no idea that people actually like Trump, so they're just, so unplugged from that. But then, of course, we have seen some people who have been kind of like the traitors who then are, enticed by the media, so then they flip on things, but then the media then thinks, we can kind of use that for a story. So, like, how do you think that's all going to play out with maybe some of the other people the left is targeting?
Yeah. Well, I think this raid on Mar-a-Lago really highlights the fact that the Biden administration has weaponized the Department of Justice, and which includes the FBI. And Donald Trump is the end of the line. I think it's important, and we realize that now. I think this has kind of woken people up to the craziness of the left. But there's nobody after Donald Trump to say, you've gone too far. If they can roll over Donald Trump, there's nobody else to stop it.